What's up, everyone? It's Gavin or Tweek.
And it's Charles or Chuck.
And you got Matt or Has. What's going on, everyone? We're so happy to be here live from Vancouver, Battle of BC, one of the biggest tournaments of the year. Of course, so happy to be in Canada. There you go. All right. Give it up, chat. What's up, chat? We got real life chat, and then we got you guys, obviously, and fake chat. Well, actually, that's a super real chat. But we have a live episode today, which we're super excited for because we love doing these live episodes. And we have actually becoming a mainstay on the podcast here is Watch, well-known Smash translator, who's going to be coming up with a couple of players here today. But how are you guys doing? Tweek, how you doing? We'll start with those.
Didn't play doubles, and my singles isn't today, so I'm kind of just a spectator. Just found out Cosmos got DQ'd.
What happened?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Cosmos?
Cosmos, question mark?
I don't know what happened.
On
Breaking news.
Yeah, I guess he didn't know he was playing on Friday.
All right, that's the end of the show. See ya.
Lights out, yeah. They really are. See ya.
Jeez.
Sheesh.
Not the shots.
So, yeah, that is. I like how I asked you how you're doing. You're like, Cosmos got DQ'd. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's a pretty good
I
opener.
just learned this information, so it's the first thing on my
You were
mind.
terrible. So the nice photographer here was like, we were playing some friendlies. The three of us were rotating. And the nice photographer's like, do you guys mind after this friendly? It was me playing against Gavin. And the photographer's like, do you guys mind after this friendly taking a picture? I was like, yeah, for Tweek Talks. Like, yeah, of course. And then Gavin afterwards, the match takes like 5 minutes because he camps with everything in his soul in friendlies. And after we were done, like the photographer's so nice waiting for us to get up and finish the friendly. We stand up and Gavin goes, sorry, he was camping me the whole time. I was like, are you serious? I was like, of the two of us, who do you think was camping? Chat, press 1 if Gavin camps. Come on, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, we need to know. We
you
need
got
to
nothing.
expose
You can't
this.
even say anything. All right, we've been waiting long enough. Let's get Watch. You guys ready? So we have Watch and very, very special guests, and we're very happy while we're here at Battle of BC to have some international representation, because that's kind of the biggest thing about this tournament is Ultimate really has transformed and turned into this global presence, especially in Japan, EU growing so much. And we have Yara, one of the best Samus players on the planet, 3-0ing Spargo recently. So, ready to go? All right. Hey, Yara, how you doing?
ヤロさん元気ですか？
元気です。
He's good, good.
Excited to be here?
どうですか？楽しみですか大会？
楽しみですね。
He's excited for the tournament very much.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the big theme for this tournament is a lot of international talent, obviously, right? And I think a lot of Japanese talent coming out here for the first time. Is this Yara's first time competing outside of Japan?
そう今回大会でなんかその世界中からいろんな選手が来てると思うんですけど、ヤ浦選手今回ヤ浦さんの初めての海外遠征ですよね。
はい。初めてです。
Got it. And what is he looking forward to in terms of play styles? Has he prepared, studied players, or I'm just very curious because I feel like when someone comes out of their own region to compete, especially in North America, anywhere in the U.S. or here in Canada, right? I think the play style difference is the biggest thing. Does Yara have like some kind of plan or some kind of strategy against the more aggressive play style of North America?
そう今回の初海外ってことで、海外と日本って結構そのプレイングスタイルが違うみたいなことをよく言われると思うんですけど、この大会にこう臨むにあたってそういったなんか違いのために用意したりとか、なんかこう作戦とか準備したりとかしましたか？
そうね。海外のプレイヤーってガン攻めな方が個人的には多いと思ってるんですけど、まあその辺の対策っていうのは結構考えてきたかなと思います。
So he thinks like the U.S. Players or like North America players is really aggressive than besides Japan style. So he has a plan for those like playing style. So he's preparing something, but maybe it's secret.
Oh, yeah. Right, we don't want to.
I tried to get out of
secrets
that.
yet.
I tried.
Nice try, Chuck. All right, come on, you're not that smooth. In terms of your bracket, who are you looking forward to playing the most, and who are you most afraid to play? Would be my question.
今回のトーナメントの中で一番対戦するのが楽しみとか、なんかこの人大変そうだなとか、なんかその気になってる選手とかいますか？
ダバズ。
The buzz.
Wow, the
Be the
buzz.
translator for that one. Yeah, the buzz. Most excited to play the buzz. That's interesting. Traditionally does well against owners.
それとも対戦するのが楽しみみたいな。
両方だけど怖いの方が多いですね。
Excited but like more scary, the most scary for his tournament, I think.
So I gotta ask. I mean, the win on Spargo, right? How did he feel after that W? Did he feel like it was more Samus inexperience, or did he feel like he just had some tricks that Spargo wasn't ready for? Does he feel like he just straight outplayed him? I'm very curious on his thoughts about that Spargo W.
カガリビーでのスパーゴ選手に勝った試合についてなんですけど、対戦してみた後のなんかこう感想みたいなすごいふわっとした質問になっちゃうんですけど、なんかこう対戦しててなんか例えばその対サムスのところを感じたのか、それともなんかこう事前に準備してたものがあってそれでなんかこう用意したものとかあったりしたんですか？
事前に雲行さんっていうジャパニーズスパーゴがいましてその方とかなり対戦して対策を積んだっていうのもありますし、自分自身サブでクラウドを使ってるっていうのもあるので、そういった部分で結構対クラウドにはもともと自信もあったので、自信がある上で結構対策を積んだってことで、スパーゴと対戦して勝つっていうのはかなり自信はありました。
So he had confidence for the versus Cloud very much because he has like a training partner for the Cloud, so he played very much, and he was preparing for the match. And also he uses like Cloud as a secondary character too, nice. So he has the knowledge already. So maybe that worked very big.
That's awesome. A question actually from the chat too is, who is your favorite North American player to watch?
こう北米の選手で一番見るのが好きな選手とかいますか？海外、アメリカ、カナダ。
スカイJ。
Good answer, SkyJ.
SkyJ, nice.
Yeah, amazing answer.
Easy answer. Yeah, that's a good one.
I actually have a question. It's kind of funny because it's a topic that's appeared a couple times on the show. We always compare Link and Samus. They're kind of similar in a very general sense, and they're also not super popular at like the top 8s or like top level. And I think it's really good question to ask the best Samus player or potentially the best Samus player. Who do you think is stronger between Link and Samus? Like just to settle this argument we always have on the show.
Which character is stronger?
Link or Samus?
なんかせっかく世界で一番強いサムス使いがいるので聞いてみたいんですけど、結構海外とかだとリンクとサムスどっちの方が大会で活躍できるかみたいなことを言われることがあるらしいんですけど、なんか、どっちの方が強いと思いますか？
リンクとサムス。サムス。
Dang it.
Great answer. Yep. I knew it. Another question from the chat is, where would you put Samus on the tier list in today's meta?
今のこのトーナメントとかのメタの中でサムスを置くならどれぐらいの位置にサムスがいると思いますか？
キャラランクの話ですよね。トップ20かな。
Top 20?
Top 20? Pretty high. Honestly, pretty high.
Higher than Link, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I guess. All right. One question that I have for Yada is, does he switch between Samus or Dark Samus depending on the matchup? I know there is very small differences between Samus and Dark Samus, and does he think one is better than the other? Does he switch between them for matchups? Does he just like one over the other? Because especially Samus has specific hurtbox shifts that are better than Dark Samus, and their charge shot is actually different too. I know Dark Samus has a lower charge shot as well. So yeah, I'm just very curious which one Yada thinks is stronger, or if he just kind of uses both of them.
ダークとサムスいると思うんですけど、それぞれなんかちょっとした違いがそれぞれあると思うんですよ。そのチャージショットの高さだったりとかっていろいろも、使い分けたりしますか？あとそのダークサムスとサムスで個人的にどっちの方が強いと思いますかとか。
使い分けたりはします。で、サムスの方が強い。
So he uses switches on some matchup, and he thinks Samus is better.
Okay, overall, I think Samus is better, but sometimes we'll use Dark Samus in certain matchups. Yeah, I know the big one is the Dark Samus ledge hang, or like the charge shot hits lower, so you can hit like ledge trap differently and stuff like that. So.
Another good question from the chat is actually, compared to the other top Samus mains that we see, Siski and other good Samuses, Quick, what do you do in your game style or your gameplay in your style that's different than what they do? Or what do you look for that might be different?
世界にいろんな強いサムス使い、シスキー選手とかクイック選手とかいろいろいると思うんですけど、自分のサムスっ との違いとか、なんかその自分のサムスを使っている上で意識していることとか、なんかこうあったりしますか？
まあ、ターン継続とその中で、結構回避読んでなんか空した空母だったりとかでかいタクトをして早期撃墜をよく狙うっていうのはありますかね。あと崖で絶対に詰め切るっていうのは意識してます。
So he concentrate on mostly on the ledge guard very much. Try to like finish it on the one ledge guard, and also he tried to like mix up read like rolls and down air to back air or something like that. Like so he focused on those two things very much. Beside other.
Whenever I watch, it feels like he lands down air way more than I'd ever expect. I don't know why. It feels like it's one of like you said, like consistently gets kills at the ledge and also just lands more edge guards than I would expect, especially with a move like Samus down air. I feel like it would be easier to avoid, but I see him land it a lot.
そう結構復帰阻止だったりとかの詰め方もすごい綺麗だし、なんか空下の使い方がやっぱり特徴的だなっていうのは実際見て思ってたので、そう。
Cool. And I think this will be our last question. Chat wanted to know how you feel about the food in North America, in Canada, which I thought was a great question.
初海外ってことで、カナダに来てご飯どうですか？
ご飯美味しいですね。
He likes the food very
much. What's his favorite specifically?
こっち来てからまだサンドイッチしか食べてないんですけど、サンドイッチ美味しかったですね。
So he only eat sandwich here yet, only one dish, but like it's already really good. So
it's all it takes sometimes. All right, cool. Thanks, Watch. Thanks, Yara. Good luck in bracket. Hope to see you throughout the weekend.
週末の大会頑張ってください。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really sick to just have the insight of Yara, right? Definitely crazy results at Kaguribi 10, able to take out Spargo, and we'll see what Yara can do outside of Japan here at this tournament. Obviously, the singles bracket is going to be absolutely insane, right?
Bro had a sandwich, you know what I mean? Yara eating sandwiches, I love that.
Just being nice. There's no way.
Do
you ever hear Gluto talk about the food, bro?
Yeah, Gluto.
Get him up here. I love Gluto. Where is he?
Please.
I would love to have Gluto up here. Wouldn't you love to see Gluto? Nice job, chat. You guys asked some great questions, by the way.
What was the answer? Am I an aggressive player or a campy player, chat?
Oh yeah, chat. Press 1 if he
Be
camps.
honest. No troll.
Obviously be.
Two if he doesn't. 2 if he's aggro, 1 if he camps.
I can't believe you threw me up.
We all
Don't
know
type
that
all
he
people.
camps.
Don't type 1 just because it's easier.
Oh, well, that's why you always go with press 1. Like whatever answer you want to see,
Right,
you just say
right,
press
right.
1 because it's easy. Someone said both. That's a good answer, actually. 1.5. Good. Honestly, good answer.
Okay, okay.
It's honestly the answer is 0. You'd be camping the whole time. Also, want to shout out. I hope Marcus is watching. What up, Marcus? We missed you, obviously.
Yes.
Hope
we
everything's
miss you,
good at
Marcus.
home. We always miss you.
Shouts to
Y'all wanna
Marcus.
talk about the matches that might happen this weekend and stuff like that?
Sure. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about your bracket path, right?
Yeah.
Sure. A lot of the matchups / players are players I've already fought. I think I'm projected to play like Black Twins, Shattuck, which is someone I've played, Light, which is someone I've played once or twice.
Yeah.
It could go a few different ways though. It's a lot of. I think I'm projected to play Big D, which is something that's happened quite a few times already. It's mostly like Diddy Kong matchups, but there's some Sephiroth sprinkled in there. But it also, this is the kind of tournament where it might go completely not as projected. So.
Oh yeah, if there's a tournament
Tiny
that's
Mark's
not
in there,
Yeah,
Kronos is in there, Gluto is in there instead of Light maybe. Like it could go anywhere.
so many different
It's
ways.
I was gonna say too. Light was talking about like his bracket path, and he hasn't been playing as much recently. But I feel like that's kind of the case for a lot of players, honestly. Like it's
Light
it's been a
always
minute
does
since we've
this
seen it.
though.
I know.
Oh, I haven't been
True.
playing. I'm playing so poorly. Like, and then he just doesn't lose at all.
He does.
There's never
That's
been a
Light.
tournament where Light says he's playing well.
Yeah.
Very rare, very rare.
I'm excited, man. I mean, doubles was great. Obviously, Charles, you closed that out. Commentary. Sorry I couldn't join you.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, especially top level doubles is insane because the damage output and the 2v1 advantage scenarios, they feel so impossible because the players are just so damn good, right?
Are you hopping in? I was just
It's
gonna. I saw
time.
you over there. It's our favorite Has Hecklers guest. All right.
Another
we're taking
veteran-
over.
Another veteran of the show.
Yes.
Actually, true.
Your show, actually.
My show. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's very different shows. Okay. Let's get that straight. What's up, big? It should be. Flip the thing up.
Up.
All right, cool.
Okay. Yeah. Now it's on. What up, Big D? How you doing? There
The
you
crowd's
go.
going
W.
wild.
Big D, Big W.
They're
What's
about
up,
it.
man?
W.
What's up, Big D? How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Great,
Welcome to
thanks for
Vancouver. Beautiful Vancouver.
Glad I made it. Yeah, it was good.
Why is it so beautiful? Like, I'm actually in shock.
The city it feels like a Pokemon city. It's so
Yes.
beautiful.
It's pretty nice.
We shouldn't say things like that.
Chat, what?
That's so lame of us to call it that.
Us?
I agreed with him so fast. I mean,
It does look
be
like
bad.
it is beautiful. It's such a beautiful. It reminds me of Seattle.
Yeah, it's very similar to Seattle.
Yeah.
It's West Coast Canada. It's right on the water. It's beautiful. I've never been before, but I'm so happy to be here. So, Big D, how you feeling about this weekend? I think, when everyone talks about the Defenders of Canada, it's you and Riddles kind of are the NBA Jam poster for that. And Ouch, obviously, is in there too, of course. So how you feeling about this weekend? How you feeling about your bracket? How you feeling overall? What's the weather like up there? All that good stuff.
I gotta say, a little nervous, a little excited. Been competing for many years, so kind of figure out you get your ritual and you just kind of do that until it's game time. But I'm excited. It's really cool to be here. All the previous Battle of the BCs have been at the university, and now that we're at like Canada Place, you look up it's like a freaking stadium, natural light.
I know. You almost hit
real.
your head on that ceiling, actually, had to fix the lights.
Yeah, you can see the little holes in the roof.
You stood up too fast. Damn.
Or are those from the pop-offs?
So you talked about your ritual, which we actually talked about on the show this week. So what is a part of your ritual, or like preparing for an event, or what do you really focus on?
I think Sense Summit. I mean, damn, it's a ritual Sense Summit, but I think I just play a lot until my set. And then once that set's over, you play a lot until your next set, and you keep that. I bought myself a portable setup. I've upgraded it. It has batteries now, so now I can just play on the little chairs in the sands, anywhere in the woods.
Damn.
It's great.
In the woods. You don't have to do that. You can if you want to, though.
Big D never has to wait for a setup.
Yeah.
it
Not
sounds
your own.
like such a simple answer, but it's not something I do. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like just playing as much as you can would be like so obvious, but it's not like everyone does it. It reminds me of whenever I'm like around like the Melee crowd, I never see Zane not playing the game. Like, and
And he got
Grinder,
success,
grinder.
Yeah.
it's
Yep,
not
he
like
is a grinder,
everyone
yeah.
does it. Like some top players, they might just spam friendlies, and
We were just talking
if it
about
works,
Light,
it
yeah.
works. Yeah.
Sometimes-
Light just, hey, want to play. Like,
It's interesting because everyone, I feel like, has a different approach to it. And I always feel like it's a balancing act, right? Because you want to play enough where you're warm and you're feeling good, but not so much that you feel burnt out or bored, or overthinking, I think, is such a problem sometimes, too. Especially you look at a bracket like this, and I think even making top 8 at this event it's always an achievement to make a top 8, but here I think it's like that is the first goal, and then you figure out the rest from there, because it's going to be wild.
Yeah, and especially with how unpredictable this bracket can be, right? And especially for your character lineup, Big D. I mean, it's just Ice Climbers, right? So I feel like the
You said
unpredictability. I mean, it is two characters.
One lineup.
It is two characters in
A
one.
lineup of one.
But the unpredictable bracket, especially for you, I feel like can be a big fear, right? Because at any given point, you can just run into a min-min or run into like one of those bad matchups. And how do you even try to prepare for something that's so unpredictable, right?
In my case, most people have to prepare for me, right?
True,
As climbers,
true.
You know, especially in losers bracket, because people look at their winners bracket, but in losers, it's like, oh, I have to play an Ice Climbers. In my case, I've tried really hard to get good at my bad matchups. I've put so much more time into those than my good matchups. So I just try not to be like caught with my pants down. So I prepare for the Duck Hunts, prepare for the Min-Mins, the Gunners, the Belmonts. Even if they're rare, just be prepared.
You need to prepare,
I know
man.
that.
Yep.
as a Diddy player, like Duck Hunt is like probably Diddy's worst matchup. So, and everyone always tells us, right? You won't have to play against it, right? But then you do. I had to play against Duck Hunt to get out of pools at a major tournament like twice in a row once.
Wow.
They spawned in just to make my life difficult.
Well, and I think that's such a thing with Ultimate. Like, not only are there so many different play styles and regions being represented, characters, man, like there are good characters. There's 100 characters in this game. There's going to be a good player for every single one of those characters that you just might run into. And I think Canada is such a strong region, too. I watched a ton of Canada in the beginning. I still watch a lot of Canada, but I watched a ton in the beginning when I was first getting into Ultimate, because you guys had all the Kens and Belmonts, which was great. Not so much anymore, but that's fine. But Canadian Smash, who's on your radar for having like a breakout performance that chat might not know about? You can't say ouch. We all know ouch.
I know. I'd probably give it to Lemon. He's probably doing like
Great Joker.
Yeah.
Great
really good
Joker.
at regions. I feel like it's just a matter of time for him. Machu. Actually, we have the from the pre-local yesterday, the two Bryans, Pack Street and Offsign.
Sign. ZSS.
Yeah. And there's a whole ton. I don't want to go through them all, but there's a good bit. There's a good bit. Be on the lookout.
Is there any international player that you really want to play against specifically, like anyone from Japan or Mexico, anything like that?
I really want to play MK Leo. I haven't played him yet.
I think you said that at Summit too.
I did, right? Yeah.
You guys never played, right?
Never played.
Wild.
He keeps dodging you.
What?
I think he's dodging you, man.
I think technically I dodged him.
He's always so humble. How does he do it, you know? He got an Akola win at that tournament. He's like, well, actually, I dodged Leo, so. How does he
Those
do
are
it?
hard to come by.
True.
One of those.
That's true, actually. Dang. So what else is up, Big D? Tell us. Is there something we should check out this weekend? Vancouver's?
Yeah. Do you know the area? I mean,
Vancouver's, man.
like, are you? Do you live in this area or do you live near this area?
Yeah, I live in Vancouver. I think the main place that the locals will recommend is a gourmet burger place called Bin 4.
Everyone was posting pictures of that
Yeah.
yesterday when I was trapped in the airport in Calgary. So
So it's not overrated or overhyped. It's legit.
It's legit. Everyone
Alright, we're
comes here,
going.
has a good time. You pick one of the 20 burgers. You get like a dip with it. Fries are good. Can't go wrong.
all right, we go.
We go for
We
sure.
go. Yeah, we go. All right, Big D. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Any shout outs?
Yeah, shout outs to Vancouver, Canada. Shout outs to all of Canada. Shout outs to everyone here. It's awesome to see you all again and making this what it is.
Good stuff.
Nice.
He might have to replace me on the show. He's on the show a little too much.
He's
now.
like an older version of you. It's like your big brother or something.
All right. See
ya.
you later, Big D.
It's crazy because, dude, I mean, everyone talks about how tall he is, obviously, but like you're a pretty tall guy, and he towers over you.
Especially like right now, like with my gamer posture, just like chilling.
You're gamering pretty hard right now. Yeah, that was rough. I know. Yeah, he was sitting upright. That's a grown man right there.
I had a
Big D.
conversation with him at Summit, and he was saying like, I think he was saying he's 6'8", and then and I'm a big like NBA guy, and it's like, that's like LeBron James height, and he's
Yeah.
not even like the big man on the team
Yeah.
or something like that. It's like, he's not even like super tall for NBA standards. Like he's tall, but like it's kind of crazy that there's taller people out there. Why? What are we doing?
Why?
The human race is crazy.
It is. Look at this, man. Great crowd here. Dude,
Talking about.
I don't know. We
kinda
is a strong
spamming?
word. Not me. You two. I guess
You're spamming NBA again.
You are spamming NBA. The Celtics are playing tonight. We go. We're watching.
Miami's
obviously.
up 1.
I know, dude.
Jimmy Butler.
All right, come on.
Is this a basketball
Back to
podcast?
Smash.
That would be awesome.
Soon.
The transition.
True.
The NBA TikTok.
W. So what's up, chat? See if we got any. Oh, I would love. Is Apollo Kage? I heard he's around here. Wait, can you chat? Production. The sword guy's back at it. I saw what you did earlier. That was awesome. He's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Can we get Apollo Kage?
Anyone.
I
is
saw
fine,
him.
but
He's so enthusiastic.
I feel like
he'd
there's a lot
be
to
down.
talk about regardless if we have a guest. Like
It's true.
this
yeah.
tournament is crazy.
Heat and 7. Come on, chat. What NBA team does Tweek like? He likes the 76ers. Oh, there you go.
R.I.P.
Ooh.
R.I.P.
He's got the moves.
I'm from Philly.
Wait,
Basically live in Philly.
he does.
Nah,
Oh, that was an
I don't
ugly
wanna
game.
talk about
By
it.
ugly, I mean beautiful.
They offered to let me sub in, but I said no.
You could have saved
I
them.
was busy.
Sword
yeah.
guy.
You coulda saved
Sword guy
this.
rules.
I have this tournament, this podcast.
He's got moves, man. He's still going.
This
Sword,
is crazy.
Sword guy's stealing the show. What? We
That
got
was
multiple
Sephiroth down
angles.
smash.
Sephiroth down
That was
smash.
Sephiroth down smash. I
The
hate that
Sephi
move.
smash.
Boom.
He charged that
It
a
was the
little
dust.
bit.
He did, yeah. A little charge on that. The sound effect.
That was up there. That
Someone
was low-key
added
up
that.
there.
Put the sound effect in. Here you go.
Oh?
Bro, I'm telling you, he's got moves.
Oh, idle stance.
Don't say
I don't know
Lakers
what that
Game
was.
7 chat. Come on, that's
I think
embarrassing.
he's spamming now.
That's embarrassing. He's All right, what else we got? What else is up, chat? It's good to see y'all.
Charles, if you could pick one match that you need to watch this weekend that's projected, unless you haven't looked. I'm assuming you have, knowing you. What are you excited for?
I'm very excited, and I hope this ends up happening. But I'm very excited to see Light versus Gluto.
Yeah.
Light versus
classic.
Gluto is always
Classic,
it's
dude,
always
yeah.
a really good set. I think Light has been winning as of recently, but Gluto is so good against Fox. So
Very last time, though.
Sorry, Phil.
Was Gluto, right? No. Wait.
no, I think it was Light.
Wait.
If I'm not
It
mistaken.
was Gluto. It was Gluto.
Oh, it was Gluto.
Yes.
It was
And
Gluto.
Let's make big moves, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Another one I want to see too, I don't know if they'll end up playing, and I know Light doesn't want this to happen, but Mia versus Light, because we've seen Light kind of overcome this like really, really bad or one of the worst Fox matchups against Meister, and we've seen him have success versus Meister, but I'm very curious to see how he does versus Mia. Mia obviously having a different play style than Meister, but Meister and Mia getting similar results at a lot of these majors, so really would be really interesting to see that dynamic with Fox.
I'm dying. Couple things I'm dying to see here. Mute Ace. You know, how is Mute Ace going to do this weekend is a pretty big question.
Mute Ace Spargo would be really cool if it happened, right? Because if you guys don't know, Mute Ace is up 3-0 versus Spargo in set count. So Spargo does have
he's
some
got
demons,
a couple
right?
demons, yeah.
He's got some demons that are at this tournament.
Definitely. DeBuzz. I got to see some DeBuzz this week. I got him.
You
I
didn't say
always got to
DeBuzz
see
versus
where is
someone
he at?
else.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
seen him.
Well, that's because, you know, he's busy. He's prepping.
He's a busy man, all right?
Yeah.
Top 4 Kagura B10. Very busy.
true, actually. I was so happy to see that, man.
He's playing with
The world is a better place when DeBuzz is well in bracket. It really is.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see him do that. And then, of course, I'm always excited to see Andres come over here and play. Obviously, huge fan of Andres' play. Andres Fortnite, actually, his tag. And then
Gotta use the full tag.
Jazzo too.
We had breakfast with Jazzo this morning.
We did breakfast with Jazzo. It's true. Dude, it was
Show,
so
good
funny.
show.
Yeah, very different podcast. Charles and I went down to the restaurant to get breakfast this morning, and Jazzo was down there, and me and Charles were like, yeah, we'll get a table. And Jazzo walks up to the waitress and goes, I know these two men. Is what he said to them. It was so funny. And he's like, you guys want to sit with me on breakfast? Like, yeah, we talk about bracket, talk about Smash. It was funny.
It was great.
Oh, Ferps too? Yeah, Ferps and obviously Riddles, of course.
Yeah, we haven't seen Ferps travel out in quite some time. I believe Scuff World Tour was the last time we saw Ferps travel out to a North American
It's been a
tournament.
minute since I've seen Ferps, yeah. So
yeah, really excited to see how he does.
The cool thing about this tournament is it's much easier for international travel to get to this part of the world than it is the United States. Like, it's a little tougher.
Right.
So I love that, man.
For me, two people that I feel like are usually in like the big conversation of like the best of the best that have like not been talked about a little bit as much is Light and Gluto. Those are two people I love that I want to see do well, and it would be cool to like for them to be added back into like the big conversation.
The top 5 combo, right?
Yeah, something like that. And I'm sure Twitch chat is probably, I'm sure all of us are dying to see how like some of the Japanese players will do, specifically because they haven't traveled outside of Japan. Yoshidora is like the first one that comes to mind.
That's the headliner, right?
Dara was on the show. Like those players could literally just farm everyone because like they are so consistent in region. They play at such a high level that I think a lot of us aren't really used to. So like, who knows what's gonna happen? Like if they just like 3-0 a couple top players or something like that, it's like, will we be shocked? Because we've been watching them do it for a while, like in region, like just consistently plays high. Like I don't know, especially with a character like Yoshi and Samus, it's like a weird breath of fresh air because they're 64 characters, but they're not characters you ever see in top 8 of Ultimate. Sometimes you need that, like throw a couple Marios in there once in a while. Like it's Mario, yippee.
They'd be popping up, yeah. Well,
Yahoo,
Samus
if you
too,
will.
man. I mean, Samus, Yoshi, Pikachu, like these characters. Shiny Mark.
Kong.
Shiny Mark's out here. Yeah.
Diddy Kong is not.
He's cool.
Very cool.
No, he's not.
Press
can't
1 if
believe
Diddy
he's-
Kong is cool.
Chat is empty.
Press
That's
1 if
crazy.
my Diddy Kong is cool. I'm gonna rephrase it.
Oh,
my God.
That
Hey,
might
I like
help.
Aaron's
That might
Diddy.
help my case.
I like James's Diddy. I like Aaron's Diddy.
Well,
You're-
yeah.
You're the only one who doesn't go by his first name. James, Aaron, Tweek. What's up with that?
I thought about changing my tag, but I was too late. Like this is like within the last couple years.
There's
Demps?
Would
there's
y'all
a-
support if my name was just like Gavin or even just Gavin Dempsey?
I like when you use that one in bracket. Like you use that as your in-game tag
Yeah.
when you use Gavin. Yeah. The version 1 obviously is people are a fan of that obviously too.
The different versions, but technically you don't know
yeah.
what it means.
Gavin
There's a shroud of
Someone
mystery
said
around it.
Gavin Orr. That's funny.
It's my real name.
Gavin Orr.
Your
Gavin Orr.
government name. Yeah.
Y'all decided that.
At the Canadian border, Gavin Orr. You did that. We decided it. That is true, I guess.
I've never typed that phrase once. Well, I guess I say it every week.
You spam it, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we want to do the crowd Q&A now, or if we're ready.
I think this would be a good time to transition into the Q&A. And
So-
we could also do chat Q&A as well. So
I'll handle chat. It's me and you chat. It
All right,
always
Haz,
is.
all
And
right.
then you
Haz
guys,
always handles chat.
I always do handle. Well, no, you don't handle chat. You are one with chat. You know.
got
say
it. Got it.
If
You're
I wasn't
always
here,
hanging out with chat.
if I
respect
wasn't
that.
here, I'd be there. That's always what I say. That's a
Yeah.
perspective. Like, let's be real. Anyway, Haz handles. Okay. All right, Phil. You got it.
Phil?
Yeah, Phil.
Yo,
He
Phil
got
in the
mad
chat?
that I said the Lakers
Phil.
are going to lose. He said it has. Come on.
I
Phil,
mean,
hit us
they're
up
down
with a
0-2,
question
right?
now.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
Phil, you got a question?
How the NBA playoffs going for you, bro?
What up, chat?
I mean, the Clippers are already
How
out.
am I? I'm actually exhausted because I got caught up in that whole WestJet thing. There was like strikes going on with the pilots.
we could talk about that a little
Well,
bit.
long story short, my travel was extended like 12 hours. I probably slept about 3 or 4 or 5 hours today. That's about it. So that's the story. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah,
It was
there's
just awful.
there's some trials and tribulations with the travel to Battle of BC right now because of WestJet. It's the airline going on
It's good
strike,
now,
right?
though.
They're good now?
They settled when I
Oh,
landed,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
So
It has
I'm
been
good.
settled.
Loogie, yeah. Thoughts on poutine? I love it. I'm going to get some this weekend for sure. Do we want to call people up? Chat, anyone in real life, if you want to ask a question, we can start a line right there. You're starting it.
You can start the line.
Hop in, bro.
We
I haven't had any food yet, chat. I just went to bed. Actually, I had breakfast with Jazzo and Chuck.
Test.
What's up?
Hey.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for
So-
having me.
So the way we'll do this is introduce yourself and then say your question and who your favorite Tweek Talks host is.
Okay.
We're
I feel
really
like I'm
doing
under a
this.
lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Hi, my
Yep.
name's Jared. I'm one of the head TOs for Battle of BC.
Jared rules.
I do all of our marketing and content, so anything you see online is probably from me and my team.
Let's go.
And I have a couple questions, a lot of NBA ones that I'll hold. My first question...
The other podcast, yeah.
No, actually, I won't hold it. My first question is for Tweek. Tweek, how do you sleep at night being a fan of the 76ers?
He doesn't these
I
days.
literally, as soon as the series ended, I said, next year, I don't have like a team affiliation. I'm just a spectator.
You can't
Never
do
again.
that. That's
Neutral.
so lame.
I'm
No, that
giving
is
up.
so lame. Because then when they win,
done.
I don't want to hear it. Like, you got to... This is what makes a true fan. You got to be there when they lose, man. When shit hits a fan, are you a real fan? Come
I'll
on.
be there now.
And that was terrible. The shit
gonna
did
get
hit
a
the
new
fan
coach, so
it
I'll
sprayed
show
all
up.
over the...
You can't camp next season. That's camping.
This
Like
is,
if you don't commit
so,
to a team, you're just
you
camping.
are literally
Right,
camping the
next
NBA.
question.
Yeah, this
This
is
is so
terrible.
whack.
Second question
This
is
is whack.
hard
You're
and staying.
whack.
Okay, no. I'll
is
jump
normal.
ahead to something event related. I guess open question to any of you three who want to get on. What is something unique that you've experienced? Obviously, you've had a tough travel day, so maybe you don't speak.
Pilot strike, yeah, that was
something
unique.
good and unique that you've experienced in Vancouver or at Battle of BC, like anything that stands out to you about the city or the event?
Breakfast with Jazzo.
Breakfast with Jazzo is number one for sure. Number two is amazing public transportation. The train system kind of reminded me of Japan because I was there for Kaguribi 10. So that a good, safe public transportation is always like number one for me when I go into a city. Because if that's the case, that means you can just go out and explore and have a great time, right? And then the building, the architecture in Vancouver is very beautiful. Reminds me of Seattle, and yeah, I appreciate that. I used to work in the construction field, so whenever I see that, I get very particular about it and judgmental about it. But it was beautiful, 10 out of 10.
So we get Charles's approval. That's like legit approval on the architecture. Okay.
Chad just keeps saying sandwiches, which is super funny.
And we haven't
I
even
love
tried
that.
the sandwiches
Yeah,
yet.
when he's serious about the architecture thing, because this man has literally built houses from scratch.
Yeah.
Like when we were in Hawaii, we would just drive by a house and he'd be like, yeah, I made that house. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, like 7 to 8 before the age of 19
Chuck constructs
from ground up.
For me, I tried Jollibee for the first time. It was actually pretty fire.
Did you get spaghetti?
No, that made me a little nervous.
Understandably.
So
That's not a thing in America. You know?
So pretty much, so chat knows like I got delayed, and I pretty much came here, fell asleep, woke up, and did this because I've just been so delayed and overnight flights and all that stuff. What is the first thing I should do? Like, let me flip the question on you. What would be a great first experience to have for me in Vancouver, food wise, experience wise, whatever?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it really depends on what you're looking for, but I'll skip the BS like fake answer there and just get into what I think you should do. You got to get outside while you're here. I mean, obviously, anyone who's here right now, we have really nice weather going on. Shout out BC for giving us hot summers these last few years. We're downtown. We're right on the water. You could frankly pick a direction and start walking. An hour anyway, 30 minutes anyway, hit back. It's gorgeous. It's any bench you sit on is the view. If you like good food, like we have a lot of different types of like culture and cuisine in Vancouver. I am not the most like experimental with my food, so I'm gonna leave that to like the BC community to recommend. But I really think like long walk on the seawall sounds lazy, the opposite of lazy. It sounds boring
Pokemon
as an
Go. Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, probably catch some water types. And yeah, beyond that, honestly, just like do what you can to obviously enjoy the event, but I would say get out of the venue as much as possible.
For sure. Sounds good to me. All right.
Waterfront pier stuff, I love that. It's
Yeah.
so fun. It's so fun. It's beautiful too.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
I have no other questions. If it really depends what you guys want with the flow. I can get someone else, or I can.
Yeah, see if anyone else has a question.
Anyone else in the crowd want to ask some questions?
Last? How about Last? Last is
Last is Old Faithful. Last is Old Faithful. He
He's
always
old
has a
reliable,
question.
yeah.
Last
He'll
told me
always hop
his
up.
drive to work. He always listens every week. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, we can start
Oh.
making a line.
Yeah. Jared,
Regular
all
Tweek Talks listener.
right, introduce
Appreciate
yourself.
it.
Has say hi to Last. Hi, Last.
Last
From
looking
chat.
dapper out here right now.
I'm a what?
As
Little
always,
dapper.
Dapper.
You're looking
Thank
good.
you,
Looking
thank
good.
you. My name is Last.
Insulted him.
Charles,
Hey,
that's
he
how
hit me with the
usually-
what?
I thought
You
just,
listen to every episode. You know Charles does it. He
I
just
thought you
insults
just, went
people.
straight for the throat as soon as I
Jeez.
sat down.
You sat down and I just insult you immediately.
I wouldn't put it past you.
All right, introduce yourself and ask your question, Last. Let's hear it.
Hi, I'm Last, and I actually, for all three of you, for the people watching along at home and for myself, I want to know, how do you deal with nerves for you in bracket and for you two, like on commentary and content and stuff like that? Because it's a problem that I've been having a lot recently, and I'm sure a lot of other people have too.
I can go first on this one. So especially when I talk to Void about this, Void gets nervous a lot. And
Really?
it's- Yes.
He plays it so cool.
I would never have guessed.
I can see through it though.
You
Yeah.
can?
I can tell.
Yeah.
I swear I can tell.
I believe you.
One thing that Void's perspective is on getting nervous, which I really like this approach, is one thing you have to know is what kind of tics you have when you're nervous, right? So what are the identifiers that you're nervous? Is it something that you feel? Is it like a certain habit you have in the game? Do you stutter over certain words if you're commentating, right? Like everyone has a specific nervous tic that they can now verify that they're nervous, right? And then when you find out that you are nervous and you figure out that these specific tics you have, then the game becomes, okay, accept that you're nervous, right? And just be like, oh, I'm nervous. Okay, I need to work on playing nervous or commentating nervous, and I need to counteract these tics. So that's a good way of figuring out what's up.
I agree with you.
Oh, you were like leaning closer to me. I was like, do you want a hug?
No, I'm good.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You know what I do when I'm nervous? I tell jokes, which is helpful but also annoying sometimes, I feel like. Another thing that I do is when I know I'm heading into something and I'm feeling nervous about it, I over-prepare. Because I feel like the reason I feel like I'm nervous is because I feel like I'm not prepared for something. But I feel like if I can do my best to figure out every possible problem that might happen and try to figure out how to deal with it, that helps me mentally prepare for it. But then like 90% of them don't happen, and I wasted a ton of energy and time. But it makes me feel better, so.
I personally do so many things, and I think the quantity of things I try is simply because the goal is to be as present in the moment as you can be, because you don't want to overthink things. You don't want to be let's say you're playing a tournament match, you don't want to be thinking about what's going to happen after or your next match. You know what I mean? Something I try to push as a perspective a lot when I do Metafy lessons or something is looking at the clock while you're playing. Because it's a kind of a way to not over-focus and not under-focus either, and also because it tells you a lot about how the game is going. Let's say you're respawning or your opponent's respawning, right? Perfect time, you have a few seconds. Look at the clock, ask yourself, oh, a minute and a half has passed. And it kind of tells you how the match is flowing, maybe what you want to adjust, if you want to play slower, faster, keep it the same pace. And I think maybe some of this stems from being a Wario player and actually using the timer for one of your moves. But I think it's so helpful for anyone. I think the easy example I use is if you're playing someone and you lose the first stock, 3 stocks to 2, you're losing. Everyone usually wins or loses around that point at most levels of the game, honestly, because they think, well, this person's winning, they don't have to approach. I'm losing, I have to approach. And there's some truth to that, but in reality, if there's 5.5 minutes left, you don't necessarily have to play it that strict yet. You know what I mean? So using the clock to kind of give you info about how you want to pace yourself, it helps a lot with my nerves. And then there's obvious stuff do you want to listen to music? Do you want to stay warm and play a lot? Drink a lot of water? I do a lot of meditation and stretches, just trying so many things, seeing what works for you, and you'd be surprised at what helps, honestly.
So your solution to being stressed is to camp, is what I'm hearing? If I had to succinctly...
Spoken like a true camper.
No, I'm aggressive.
And
Run away.
That's how I deal with stress. I just lie.
That's what
Is
Chad
what I
says.
do.
They always say
Chad
I'm
did not.
aggressive.
Chad is not saying
They
that.
did say that.
I think a big one from what you said is staying in the present. I've been meditating a lot recently, and it helps so much because whenever you get nervous, you're either thinking about something that happened in the past or something that's about to happen in the future. You're not thinking about what's actually happening right now. And there's different emotions. Like for me, I get nervous, but the thing that makes me play really shitty is when I'm angry. So whenever I play, my biggest goal is what can I do to not get frustrated? Because when I get frustrated, I spam dash attack out of the corner. I have like these handful of habits that stem off of being frustrated. So I think identifying specific emotions and how those emotions activate is a very big deal. And meditation is such a good way to wire your brain to think about the present.
Thanks, Last.
Bye.
Thank you.
You.
That's
ya.
Chuck's secret. Yeah, he's always angry. Did Last just take the mic? Oh, there. It's
Oh, not the Hulk line.
He's going home. Yeah,
Not
that's
the
what
Hulk
that's
line,
what Phil
please.
said. He said Charles is always mad.
I'm
What?
You are like
mad
if
90% of the
If we
time.
were the Avengers, you're the Hulk 1,000%. 1,000%.
Hello?
Yeah, definitely.
Is
Hey,
it
how you
working?
doing?
I can't tell. All right. Nice to meet you all, by the way.
How you doing?
Nice
I'm
to meet
good.
you.
Oh,
You want to introduce yourself and ask your question?
Yeah. So my full tag is Lightning Quiz 7, but people just call me LQ for short, so you can just call me LQ. My question, I know it's kind of complicated, but what do you think is the least optimized part of the game? It can be like a tech, or like using the clock, or like corner pressure or something. But I just think that our player base needs to do a better job of ultimate. Where's the camera? There. Yeah, utilizing all of the stuff. Like for example, I think directional air dodge is actually underutilized in a way. People use it defensively, but you could use it to like, let's say, I like jump off stage. They think I'm gonna attack. I directional air dodge a ledge and do something, kind of thing. So, anyways,
Question. I
what do you
already
think?
have my answer, and I'm going to answer before someone else
So
says it.
can I go first?
No,
I would
no,
say
no.
I would say ledge slip
No.
would be the first one.
Yeah, I think
That's a good one.
That's what
super
comes to my
That's a good one.
mind first is ledge slipping. I've always
knew
said
that I
that.
wanted to go first.
Yeah. Yep. I typed it in chat. I said, "Watch how mad Tweek
Dude,
gets." By
ledge
the way.
slip fair-
ledge slipping. Yeah.
Ledge slip with fair
It
with
is a good answer,
cloud
though.
is really good. Like it makes like edge guarding so much easier in a lot of matchups.
Slip is very good.
And
And
you're copying Haz's answer.
yeah, I'm just a big fan of Haz.
Thank you.
There's,
I know.
There's so many
Favorite host.
characters
You're right.
that would benefit super greatly from it. I really enjoy it with Sephiroth. It's not as crazy with Diddy. I already do so many things that are kind of similar. And when you have a crawl, it's a little weird too. But ledge slip is so universally great. Another thing is slingshot. Like it's funny that it's weird. I feel like it's gone in a couple different cycles because it was such a popular thing when it came out, and some people think it's great, some people don't. But I genuinely think it's really, really good. And I even had a conversation with Haz not too long ago. He was like, I'm not really too interested. I'm not sure what I can do with it. And I'm like, hey, just try. Like, you would be surprised, like, what you'll find with ledge slip but we were talking about slingshot.
Slingshot, yeah. It was cool, too, because with Slingshot, like, I did it initially, like, when the first couple videos came out, and I was like, I don't really think this fits, like, either my play style or I can't naturally incorporate it. But then you told me a few weeks ago to just try it, and, like, it'll just make the game more fun, like, to work on something like that, and it was true. And then I went back and I was watching some VODs, and I was like, holy shit, I'm like, it's like seeing The Matrix. I was like, I see all these, like I was watching Spargo versus Leo, which obviously you're going to see a million slingshots for a match like that. And I was like, holy shit, like it's crazy. Like it's really cool.
I need to use it more myself.
I think everyone, yeah, I think of the players I just listed that use it. You, Leo, Spargo are probably the top three I think of that use it.
My big recommendation for trying to implement more slingshot is just do it when there's a buffer window, right? So you hit someone's shield, slingshot away, right? Because you're buffering it out of the move. So when you're buffering it, it's way easier to do.
Yeah, it's like just instant. It's just like
The one I saw was, I think it was Spargo did cloud forward air on shield, slingshot back air to catch the roll away. I was like, bro, that is so good. Like,
yeah, and you do it on reaction.
And you think of Cloud, like, to have the ability to move that fast with his back facing you instantly after facing forward, that's like the textbook to me right there. It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I think.
Question. Thank you very much.
Oh,
and Charles.
favorite host. It's Void. You can't stop me. It's Void. It's
Oh,
Void.
come on, get out of here.
Let's go.
What is
so
this?
My answer
Don't
for the
say
question would
that's
have been
goated.
edge guarding, which is like similar to ledge slip and all that other stuff.
Edge
But
guarding, yeah.
I do think players can go harder off stage.
I think so too.
I
Depends on the
just-
characters too, though.
Yeah,
How you doing?
everything good? Good. Nice to meet you guys. I just wanted to say shout-outs to Tweek for showing me Jollibee. It's really good. You guys should go if you're in Vancouver. I don't think they have one in Toronto. I had a question before.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry. My name's Cade, tag CadeX. I just have a question for you. I had a question about mentality before. Last kind of answered it. But I heard you're talking about Hawaii, and then the TO was saying that there's a scene in Hawaii, and that you were from Hawaii. And I was kind of curious, like, what got you into Smash, and did you, like, start the scene in Hawaii, or?
God, no, I did not start the scene.
No.
For the Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate scene, Dark Musician is the one who mainly started that scene. He was a Melee veteran.
Dope tag.
Right. And
Dope tag.
Yeah, amazing tag. And,
That is a dope tag.
Yeah, so he started the tournament scene, and I was just a high schooler during Brawl, so I would just go out to tournaments, and there's these like group of kids called GSM. I didn't like them, and I tried to beat them, and then I ended up joining their crew.
That's
so
awesome.
That's my like quick TLDR story, and we used to do combo videos and all that. And then I met Void and coached him and yada yada.
So-
And then we moved from Hawaii to California.
Oh, wow. So Void was originally from Hawaii?
Correct. Yeah, we're both from
They
Hawaii.
moved
And
over
you guys,
together,
like,
yeah.
I guess grew up in the Hawaii scene and then moved to LA to make the big leagues or something? That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Obviously, there's limited resources in Hawaii
Yeah,
and
for
stuff,
sure.
and our play style didn't really work because we didn't camp super hard. We weren't like timeout. We were very aggressive, and we made like a bunch of combo videos and stuff. But it is very
awesome.
cool that Void tried to translate that style as much as he could into professional play. Obviously, at the end of the day, there's still times you have to camp and stuff. But Void
Right,
on
Gavin?
hit was crazy, right? So
That's awesome. Well, yeah, as a Canadian, like I guess I'm pretty uneducated about Hawaii. When I think of Hawaii, I don't really think of like a Smash scene like there. I
think
guess.
of grass huts and
Yeah.
hula dancers. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to say that's awesome and shout out to Hawaii.
Hey, let's go.
W.
Shout out
The
to Hawaii.
craziest thing about that is how it connects into everything. Like, I got into a lot of things with Smash because of those videos, and now we're doing a show together. Like,
I couldn't really hear from the mic. Did he ask you if you invented the scene in Hawaii?
Or like started it, yeah.
How old does he think you are, Chuck?
Ouch.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
how
what's
you
up?
doing?
Good.
You want to introduce yourself and ask a question?
My tag is ball.
Okay.
My tag is ball. Y'all can call me Brady. I just got a basketball question for you.
More basketball questions. Let's go.
Of the teams left, what team would you want to see like win the championship the
Come on,
most?
Gavin. You got to give it up. Come on, man.
that is such a good question. Not Boston.
Come on, man.
Not Boston. I think it'd be awesome if Jokic got a chip. I really do. I think he's the best player on the planet for sure. Miami's also such a cool story right now because they were the 8th seed.
I do like the
They
Heat.
beat Milwaukee. They're up on Boston right now. Jimmy Butler getting a championship would be awesome, especially because he's getting a little older. And then, like, what happens if LeBron gets a 5th ring? Like, if I had to pick,
wouldn't
I'm
worry
actually
about
going
that.
to pick Denver, though.
Yeah. I think every storyline is like
Yes.
really cool right now.
Yes.
But I'm personally rooting for the Heat just because like the AC story.
How could you
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
They've been
It's
such
a
a
good
fun
pick.
story. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I'm not rooting for them right now, but if they beat the Celtics, I'll certainly jump on that.
My
You'll
girlfriend,
give it up.
I
is
what you got it, man.
Going with Miami
This is a Jimmy
too.
Butler show.
Because we also went
Yeah,
to
Butts.
a Miami-Philly game, so it's like she's just going with the other team she saw live.
Phil, that's embarrassing what you just wrote in chat. I'll let you read it, Gavin. Can we get a shot on Gavin? I want you to read what he just wrote in chat. You wrote KD. You
What's your thoughts
can't
on
even
that?
say it.
Jokic is the best player, and it's not close right now.
Yeah. Really? As a Philly fan, you say that?
Yes.
Yeah. You
It's
got
crazy
It.
because like I'm happy Embiid got the MVP, but like there's always the thought in the back of my head like, all right, like I think
Let's be
Jokic-
real, yeah.
I think Jokic should have got a 3rd one.
I love Embiid too, but yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's pretty
I
much
remember
it.
I was watching Game 1 of their series versus the Lakers, and it said he had 6 triple doubles. Like it was a 6 triple double in the playoffs, and it's crazy that like I thought that was a low number.
It's just another day for him every time.
Yeah.
Like some of like the player's best performance in the playoffs, he's averaging.
Yeah.
Insane. He does everything. Every player's having like a career high season just because of his presence on the court.
True. I love that we're talking basketball. This is unexpected, but very,
Very fun.
very,
Thank you
very
very
good
much. I
surprise. Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank
Thank you for
you.
your question.
I do have a quick Smash related question. You guys can answer as quick as you can so we can get more people on. But I was just wondering, like, going into a set that you're like projected to lose, or like somebody who's like ranked higher than you, like how do you approach that and like not go in like already thinking like, oh, like I'm probably gonna lose this and stuff like that.
I think, and from what I've heard from top players in my own experience, is it's easier to be the underdog because you have something to prove versus, hey, this person might cause an upset on you. The pressure's kind of on you to prevent that from happening. But if you're the one that's causing the upset, if you lose, it's like, damn, that was projected to happen anyway. But if you win, that's awesome. That's the best. So I think in a way, there's a way to look at it is there's less pressure on you because the expectation isn't there. But you have something to prove, which is cool. Like you have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Where the opposite is true when you're the top seed and this player's making a crazy run, you have everything to lose and not a whole lot to gain from beating them.
For me, like, there's a lot of hills and valleys with it because I've gone into a major tournament as like the first seed or like sometimes a little lower, and it's funny that the example that comes to mind the most is always me versus MK Leo. Like, so like there was a summit where I played him in like winners quarters, where it's usually like one of the last matches of the tournament, and everyone was like freaking out about it. I'm like, I'm actually chilling. Like it feels like let's just get it out of the way now while there's like more the rest of the tournament coming up or something. So like basically I think there's a lot of truth to what Has said. But for me, like this tournament, I'm projected to get double eliminated by Spargo, and that's someone that I've gone back and forth with, like lost the last time we played. So I'm just like, kind of over preparing for that one more than anything else. It's a familiar face, familiar character. Like I have a lot of matches to watch on YouTube, so it's kind of like I'm expecting to sit down in that chair, and it's not going to be a surprise if like I turn and like my next match is Spargo. You know what I mean? Even though I'm seeded to lose to him.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
yeah. And
thank you guys so much. It was really.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
I just want to get more people on. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
thank you
thanks
so
for the
much.
question.
It was really nice to meet you all.
That was great. No one answers. No one listens to Chuck answer. Also, hold the mic near your mouth. We did 100 episodes.
Sorry,
What's
I'm
wrong
like
with you?
fidgeting everywhere.
You
sorry.
are, yeah. Fidgety
Hey, what's
guy.
up, man? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Rohit, and my tag is Botman. And I actually started playing Smash competitively back in India. And I've recently joined the scene here. So I just, like, back home, I kind of know all the people I play with because there's not that many people. But here, there's, like, so many matchups that I don't know. So going into a set, how do you prepare for a matchup that you don't even know? Like, a lot of people that I played with, I didn't even know which character they were going to pick. So how do you prepare for that? Or, like, how do you play against them?
I think the biggest thing when you're going into something unknown is your first priority is to not get reversaled. The biggest swing in Smash is when you're in advantage and then you get put into disadvantage because you're trying to push your advantage state, but then they reversal you from like a nair or some kind of thing like that. So when you're fighting against something unknown, try to establish like, okay, at this range, find out the range where you can't get reversaled, and if you play in that scenario and play, at least that's your foundation and basement, at least you'll get more interactions, right? Okay. They might not be winning interactions, but you'll get more interactions. And with more interactions, you'll get more information, and you got to just make best with that from there. So the foundation is always not to get reversal.
Okay, yeah.
So that's my piece of advice.
This is something I talk about a lot when I teach the game on Metafy. And I actually always try to reframe the thought process, because a lot of people come to me and they say, there's a million characters in this game, like, I can't be ready for everything, like, how do you deal with that? And for me, it's like, I like the thought process to start with your character, being very flexible with your character. It's like, you're playing a character, you don't know what they're going to do. Let's say they're on the ledge. It's like, oh, I'm scared that they might do something crazy. So like, back up a little bit. Let them get off the ledge, see how they do it, the timings they do it, how do they get out of the corner. Kind of like what Charles said about playing it a little safer for information.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you're trying to learn the matchup while not putting yourself at risk on the fly. And same thing, like if I'm talking from a Diddy Kong perspective, it's like just having a very adjustable flow chart for what works and what doesn't when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, when I toss banana, it's not really landing. Let me hold on to it a little bit more. And just adjusting as much as I can without even considering the matchup I'm playing.
Okay.
So like just, I think it can allow for a lot of consistency, even if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Like I truly believe that, it's possible to win regardless.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think echoing the same thing is relying on your fundamentals, like relying on, every character in this game, they might be unique or different in some way, but they all need to follow the same basic rules, right?
Yeah.
Like ledge trapping is ledge trapping for the most part, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I'd say over the course of, it's a reason why, what? What is your issue, Chuck? Oh, you turning it? Oh, smart. Thanks for that. So anyway, yeah. I'd say that getting into a groove and feeling comfortable learning as you play, I think is so important. There's a reason we play 2 out of 3, right? Like really think, if you lose game 1 and like you're dying a lot off the top, consider your stage choices. There's a lot of information you learn just from their stage bans too, like how they look at a matchup. There are like almost endless opportunities to learn throughout a set. It's just really hard to, like that's where the value in friendlies and watching VODs comes in. Because you're not only trying to learn, but you're also trying to win at the same time, right? So I'd say at a certain point, I definitely agree with what you guys are saying. Play a little safer, play a little more back on your foot and try to learn as much as you can, you're going to lose interactions just because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is double down and kick yourself on that instead of being like, okay, I know that now. I'm going to watch out for that next time. There's a good chance if they trip you up with a trick, they'll try it again the next time in that same situation just to test you, right?
Yeah,
So then
exactly.
you'll know that that's coming and you'll have an opportunity to adjust and go from there. So I'd say look at every stock and interaction as an opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
And even if you lose, it's just a part of the growth process anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say, like, I actually learned Smash watching you, and you're my
thank you.
favorite Smash Ultimate player. So I hope you win the tournament too. So
Thank
that's
you
all
very
right.
much.
Good luck for that.
Thanks for coming. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you.
Is that about it? Are we wrapping up?
Yeah, I don't know if we
Well, I
have
know
a couple
we had
more
15
questions.
minutes or something. So
Right. I don't know if there's anyone else that had any questions.
Uh-oh. You have a question?
Yeah,
we
come
got
on,
another
come on
fan.
up, AK.
Come up here. Oh, this last one. Okay. Keep
last
it quick.
one, AK.
Introduce yourself, Jim.
All right, introduce yourself.
What's
I'm
up, man?
Apollo Kage. What's going on?
Don't ask us who your favorite One Piece character is. We already did that, and I hate
is
that
it Q&A
question.
time? What do you have to
Yeah.
ask?
Yeah.
Am I asking you?
What's your question?
You get one question, AK.
Why
You
don't
get one shot.
Why haven't you played Snake?
Don't miss.
Oh, he's coming in
I
with
should
the
have
heat.
known.
Yeah, you should have known.
I like Snake a lot.
Instead of a question, let's talk about Summit Mafia. Is what I think. We have all the
Wait,
players.
what?
We have all the
But this-
players.
We're going back to this. This is the one time I forgot.
You know.
You were in the clear.
Actually, why don't you play Snake? You tried Snake for a little while. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
Let's pivot back there. I
For
like
me,
that.
it's really about the jumping. It's not traditional Smash character jumping. Like sometimes when I say, you can't jump with Snake, that's why I don't play. Some people say, well, you can. It's like, well, I don't like the way that he does it. Like a lot of the things about him are really fun. I think he's really creative. He's a great character. He's one of my favorite characters, and he's really annoying to fight. So that's how I know I would be good with him.
Wait,
yeah,
why?
I just can't do it. I'll leave it to you. I genuinely
camper.
trust
This is a
you.
camp.
I think your gameplay is great. I trust you.
And I would say
I don't have to do it.
you jump really well with Snake.
He does.
Actually,
He does.
Back air,
Back
neutral air,
used to
down,
just
down
fantastic.
air,
That move
like.
just screwed up. but-
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So actually, let me flip it on you real quick before we go.
Okay.
I think one thing I've noticed about your play so much, AK, is we've played each other like 3 times separately over the course of the last year.
Okay. Wait.
And-
I know what you're gonna say. I'm hard to kill.
No, what?
Dang, he went for the read,
All right, I
bro.
tried to
He went
soul
for the
read.
read.
It's
Again,
like
you went for the
Mafia.
read.
It's
Did
just
you
like
learn
Mafia.
nothing? Did you learn nothing, AK?
Actually, Mafia.
That was Mafia. There you
Oh
go.
my
Okay,
God.
now let's move
He
past
just
that.
shot
We're
his
gonna
vicious
talk about
shot.
it.
Not again.
All right, what's up, S?
Over the course of the time that we played, you've adjusted and learned so much in that amount of time. What would you attribute your success? I think one of your best things as a player is your ability to learn. What would you attribute that success to, and what would your advice be to people who are trying to learn learn how to play the game better on a stronger level and adapt like you do?
So I think a big thing is something that helps you learn is removing emotion from the equation. Taking things at face value, and honestly, a lot of the reads in this game are based off of what you feel. Like, you can make people feel pressured even if it's fake, right? So I think just taking things as they are, taking things at face value, and, like, uplifting the opponent along with that, right? Because, like, people are like, oh my God, I played so bad, I played so poorly. But like, if you're like, they made a good play and you like remove like the feeling or like the shame of getting hit by something good and you applaud them, not only is it good for like mentality's sake, but it's also good in the fact that you give them credit so you feel better about getting hit by it. So it's like those two combination, it helps out and it really like brings together and allows you to like get into that zone where you're like, okay, that was good. You know, obviously I don't want to get hit by it again. We're all trying not to get hit by the same thing twice, but you know, giving credit where it's due definitely helps.
I love what you're saying because it seems like such a simple concept, but I think it's so hard in practice, right? Because
Very
ego
hard,
is
yeah. Very hard,
ego is
yeah.
such a
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but I love the way you say it because it comes to you naturally or pretty easily. It seems like, which is such a testament to you as a player. So sorry, you're gonna say something, Gavin.
I was just saying, like, you were talking about this before you even were on the show, maybe last episode or privately, maybe you were talking about this. How quickly he was learning. He said it was like you said it was like fighting a different player each time across those 3 sessions.
It got significantly harder every time, which doesn't happen every time. Like
Yeah.
when I play people, because we run into each other at majors or we play online a couple times, and like it was just like day and night. It was crazy. So
Yeah.
cool.
All right, well, I don't want to take up too much time.
Yeah,
so
we got to go anyway.
Thank
so.
you for having me.
Good stuff,
Thank you,
AK.
AK.
We'll
All
see you
right,
out
thank
there.
you.
AK.
Good luck.
All right,
this weekend.
chat. I think that's it for us. Tweek Talks Live at Battle BC. It was great. See you, AK. Hope you guys enjoyed the chat. It was great hanging out with you. It was great hanging out with production here and just being live at Battle BC. We're all, like, I couldn't be happier to be here. This is going to be an amazing weekend.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yep. All right. See you guys later.
See ya.